to help Prosper, because Manny's going to be on the panel. So if you all can say your name, your year, where you go to school, if it's like a community college or a UC, and then what you're involved in on campus. I'll go first. I'm Mary. And make sure to project. I'm Mary. I'm a first year, also at UC Davis. At the beginning of the year, I started getting into student government. I saw Manny in bold. That was at the beginning. And then I started doing IM sports like volleyball. And then I knew I wanted to get involved more like in leadership. So then I rushed to sorority. So now that's what I mostly do.
I'm Peyton, and I'm a first year at Penn State. And I got involved mostly in the organizations, like philanthropies that go on within Penn State, and like IM sports. There's like a lot of them, and there's so many different options. So I got involved with a couple of those.
My name's Heidi, and I'm a first year at Diablo Valley College in Concord Community College. I'm not really involved in anything right now. I kind of just wanted my first year to be, just kind of see how everything was at first, because I don't know, I got into college and I was kind of scared. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I'm Celestina, and I'm first year at St. Mary's College, and just kind of taking it slow. Been involved in just like regular student activities, going to athletic events, and we have really great Saturdays of service every month at St. Mary's, which are really fun, and just socializing.
And I'm Manny, UC Davis, fourth year. I'm getting my Bachelor's of Science in Environmental Policy and Planning, and also almost minor in Geology and Education. But I've been involved in track, NCAA track, intramural, volleyball, and student government, internships on campus and off campus. So yeah, several stuff.
Okay, so can you all kind of go over your process to getting to college? Like, was it hard? Was it easy? How did you know where to apply to? Why did you choose to apply to your school? So your process of applying to college.
If I could interject something, if you could do it over again a little bit differently, is there anything that you think you wish you had done maybe a little different than you've learned afterwards?
I know when I started off in high school, I knew that to get ahead you had to take like AP classes, just because like it's at the college level, so if you do those and it shows colleges, you can also do their work too. So then sophomore year, I started taking AP classes, and then I took APs all the way through my senior year. If I had to do something differently though, I would get a tutor for the SAT and ACT. I did not know what to expect at all, and then when I got it, I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't know how to do it. And then I feel like probably my test scores were the worst thing. I had a 4.0 GPA, but test scores are really crucial. And if I knew that, then I probably would have got more help with the tests.
My process was, I knew I wanted to go to a 4-year, but I also had the option to go into a community college, and so I started off doing like APs and honor courses, and I just wanted to get involved as much as I can here, because not only does it look good on college applications, but it also gets me involved in the school, and it like builds long-lasting friendships. I know that sounds corny, but it's like totally true. And one thing I would change would probably be to get involved earlier. My freshman year, I didn't do leadership or anything, and I started leadership my junior year, and I loved it. It was so much fun. It was a lot of work, but it was definitely worth it. And
My process. I don't know, I think what Peyton said about being involved in school, it really helps a lot, because the more that you're involved, the more information you get in. And because if you're not really involved in high school, you kind of get lost and you don't really know what to do and stuff. So I think just being in leadership, and like I also did cheer in high school, like I got a lot of information just because I was so involved in the school that I never missed like any dates for any applications or anything. So I think just being involved, yeah.
My process for college. Well, I know I just like started out just like looking at schools that would interest me in like what I wanted to do. I want to be an elementary school teacher, so I looked at schools with really great teachers programs, and so it was kind of between St. Mary's and Sonoma State had a really good teaching program that I liked. So, but I ended up going with St. Mary's because of their 5-year program, which I really am liking so far. But just like, I have to agree with Mary about the SATs. Didn't know what to expect on those, and I think I took it twice to get a better score. But I don't think it could have been a lot better. I think if I had gotten more help with it, definitely worked harder at it.
And then I would say, so in high school, I did a lot of stuff. I was in orchestra, I did leadership, track and cross country as well. So I was really involved in high school, but it really, I didn't have my goals set. Like, I was doing all these things because I personally, liked it a lot, and a lot of my friends were doing it as well. But there's no end goal that I really had in mind. Fortunate enough, I was able to, because of all these things and because of my grades, I was able to get into UC Davis. But I think if I were to do it over, I would definitely set that goal at an early age. So even as a freshman, just start looking into colleges, figure out like what I want to do, and then work your way up to that point. For me, I kind of, I guess lucked out by being able to do all these things. I ended up at a great school, but I think it's really important. Like the one thing I'll share with you is it's really important to start thinking about it as early as you can. And that doesn't mean to say that if you're a junior already, you're already too late. There's plenty of time to keep looking into stuff. There's so much stuff you can still get involved in, even as a junior. But it's for freshmen, it's definitely one thing to start thinking about it early, getting on track, setting goals.
How do you learn about a school? What's your advice for just visiting it, the internet, talking to people who go there? What's your sense of how people make the best decision and what school is it? Maybe you just got lucky one day, you went there and it just happened to be you saw a pretty girl or something, and all of a sudden say, I want to go to this school. How do you get that idea?
I know when I was deciding between colleges, when I went to visit, I went to the place I most felt like comfortable, and I visited a couple UCs, and then I got like good vibes from Davis, which is why I chose it. And like that's really different because when I was looking on the internet, like there's so many like opinions, like hating a college or loving it, that like you can't really trust those unless you go there. And it's like it's not you. Like you can be like, oh well, this person said that this school is so prestigious that I have to go there and it's better than this one. It's like, well, if you like it better at that one, then you just go there. So that's how I decided which one I liked better.
Starting off, I somewhat knew I wanted to go out of state to get a change. And at sophomore year, I went to a college fair that was being held at LMC, and that was really helpful. It kind of I opened myself up to all these different colleges. It first introduced me to a lot of out-of-state schools like in New York and in Pennsylvania and all that stuff, and that's where I ended up going. And the internet is very helpful. Maybe not there's opinions, because you can only build your own opinions and likes and dislikes, but like if you just look up like what you want to study, or maybe you're undecided and that's fine. I went in undecided, but there's like so much information out there on the internet and so many different colleges, and there's many places you can go to get lists of colleges. And sometimes I was just on the internet just looking at different colleges. Maybe I wasn't going to go there, I was just looking. It gave me a lot of information.
The way I chose to go to a community college over a 4-year was when I talked to my parents about it. And going straight to a 4-year, it's expensive. for a lot of people, and so going to JC was just more convenient for my family and where we're at right now. I was really like upset about it at first because I didn't want to go to a JC. I felt like, oh my god, I worked so hard in high school to not go to a 4-year and go to a JC. But honestly, now that I'm at DVC right now, I'm so happy with the decision that I made with my parents to go there. It's not, I don't know, I just like it there. And I chose DVC over LNC because I do live in Anya, just because of the environment at DVC. And I just like being at DVC better than at LNC. So that's how I came to the decision as to where I went to college and stuff.
Definitely visiting the campuses was a big thing. It was a really big deciding factor. I just really liked the environment at St. Mary's and just the whole campus setting. And everything that I had researched, and I knew a couple people that went there that really loved it and that we had similar interests, so that was a big help. And it was also my parents really loved the school, so that's always a big factor. But it was just a perfect fit all around for me, so I had everything that I wanted.
But I think going back to what Peyton said about college fairs, going to those are really, really helpful. Like you have people speaking from every college there and stuff, and they just tell you about it, information about every college, and it's a good thing.
And also, like, sometimes you can, like, sign up to get information, like, online and get it sent to you, to, like, brochures or something like that. Like, I know that helped me a lot because it gave me lists of, like, what their programs were, like, what they had for student activities, organizations, clubs, stuff like that.
Okay, so now we're going to open it up to anyone who has questions, specific questions that you maybe want to ask a specific person, or in general. Does anyone have a question they want to ask? Yeah.
Did any of you get a scholarship to the colleges you go to?
Did any of you get a scholarship to the colleges that you go to? I got a scholarship from Deer Valley. So like Deer Valley has a scholarship night, and then you apply at the beginning of your senior year, and then you like give them all your information, and then at the end of the year they tell you if you made certain scholarships. Like I know because I was in leadership, and then leadership has like special scholarships for their students. So that's the only scholarship I got, because it's kind of difficult with like public schools. If you make like a certain amount of money, you won't get that much scholarship wise, because I wasn't doing sports for college, so I didn't get that. And then my family's income was above the line of where you can get them. So the only scholarships I got were the ones I got from Deer Valley.
Okay, I was just gonna say, because I go to a private school and I got offered actually, like, I want to say it was a good like 20% of my tuition is what they offered me. So that was also a really big deciding factor. St. Mary's is actually a really expensive school to go to, but because they gave me that scholarship, that was super helpful and it helped my family out so much.
Don't worry, you won't need it.
Cool. Okay, thank you, panelists.